Hello, followers of Gordon. You know what I have for you today? I've got some tofu vegetable ramen from Nuna Ramen in Piedmont, Seattle. I haven't been here in forever. And, oh, well, we've got a dog investigating. Of course, Gordon. Hold on, Gordon, come here. Good boy. See if we can fix that. All right. Wow, why is the frame rate so low? Well, I'm using the Windows camera as a webcam, so it's supposed to be 30 frames per second, but it looks a lot lower than that to me. Alright, so, man, probably chilled off a bit already. Oh yeah, I added the corn. I ordered it with corn because I like corn. Let's try not to make a huge mess here. Of course I'm going to, I always do. Come on. Yeah, I ordered it vegan style. I asked for it to be vegan. I noticed that they specified rice noodles, so I don't know if that's, different than standard. And I was going to get okonomiyaki, which is like this Japanese pancake thing. I know that I went to a Vietnamese restaurant with my friend the other day, and they had a very similar thing. It's not exactly the same, obviously, but it was like more fried, but it was really good there too, and I had a good time seeing my friend. So, okay, where did I put the chopsticks? See, I need to prepare more often, but these things just kind of, I do them spur of the moment, right? I think I need to stand up. Oh, I'm sitting on it, literally. All right. Let's get started in here. Well, try and get some of those noodles. Oh man, I'm splashing this stuff everywhere. Oh, Gordon is very curious. Here are the noodles. Oh. Actually a little spicy. I neglected to put spiciness in the instructions. I mean, it's not super spicy. I can't tell if it's the broth. Yeah, it's probably the broth. But I like spicy food. I just can't handle crazy levels of it. Good tofu. One time for my birthday, my friend and I and a few other friends went to this Indian restaurant, and it was like the spiciest food any of us had ever eaten, and I really liked it, but boy was I sweating. I like bok choy. I'm probably gonna have to add more broth here, but the bowl is so full. Let's get down to some of these noodles down here. Yeah, I'm guessing probably the standard noodles have egg or something. Yeah, need to add more broth. Gordon is panting. And not just because it's a warm day today. And we just went on a walk, but he thinks he's getting some of this. Doesn't he? We'll treat him soon. We'll treat him well. Don't worry. His life is definitely really hard. I should try and get better overlapping coverage with the cameras. I'm still learning. Still really busy. In my last quarter of school. Summer quarter. One of the classes is condensed into Gordon coming around and knocking the wire. Is condensed into a 5-week course, so it keeps me busy. But I need a little bit of comfort food, and I thought I would share. Gordon. Yeah, I like the spicy, the spice. Not too hot, but it's flavorful. Gordon. Yes, you're a good boy. But I didn't get this to share with you. Yeah, I probably won't be able to finish this for quite a while. You know, something I've noticed as I've lost weight is my eating habits have changed quite a bit. And plus, I'm trying to follow like a more normal scheduled breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and honestly, probably late night snack. But I think it's helping. I mean, I've lost a lot of weight. I don't want to say how much, but quite a lot. And a lot of that has to do with mental health, really. I've been excited to get back into school. I've been making, some good friends. No, Gordon. No, Gordon. It's taken me a while, but, I'm pretty late in life on finishing this whole school thing. But, you know what? I make no apologies. I should have brought some water in here. A little spicy. I wonder if there's a vegan source of that protein in milk, that's supposed to help with spicy foods. I gotta look that up. Oh wow, this is turning into one of my longer episodes. Oh, that's all right. I've got some new video editing techniques I'm going to try. So I'm not sure actually when this episode's going to be posted because I've got a lot of homework to do, and I'm still very new at video editing. I've been using Kdenlive, and I use it for school projects because it allows it's free and open source, and that beats paying lots of money, and built into it allows the automatic synchronization of audio tracks. So it'll match them up, the separate audio that's coming from the phone versus the webcam, and line them up, and that way you don't have to, go millisecond by millisecond and have the video be out of sync or something. Yes, Gordon. I love you. And yeah, hopefully I can keep the weight off. I think I can now. The question is, can I keep going? And so far, yeah, very slowly. But that's, slowly is better than nothing. And I read a book called Factfulness last quarter. Oh boy, see, my teacher would be upset. It's already kind of gone from my mind, but you got to keep in mind that slow change is not no change, right? And in the book, that's used to talk about changes in society. I forgot the author's name. He was Swedish, and I think he passed away just before the book was published, unfortunately. So never got to see it. But I think his son put it out there. Hans Rosling, I think. Dr. Hans Rosling. So, I say the biggest overarching theme of that book was, I say a lot. Was perspective when you're analyzing information. Like the news sensationalizing how bad crime is. Things like that. For example, in my life, they put it at the top of the hour. They first start reporting with crime news, and they're trying to make it sound scary so people are hooked and watch. But what they never do is talk about how is this compared to the past. And still, our crime is still, much down since the past. So there, excuse me, there's no perspective offered there from the news. And, like fear sells news. It's about ratings now. I mean, maybe it always was about ratings, but what they called yellow journalism, but yeah, it's just dishonest. I mean, otherwise news is probably pretty boring to most people. They don't want to watch people say, oh, crime is down. But I think I might have talked about this in a previous video. That is something, like if you watch these videos of mine, you probably realize I'm kind of a leftist. I'm still capitalist, but the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights includes, freedom from want is part of something. I think it was drafted by Eleanor Roosevelt. I need to study more of the history on it, but seems forward thinking for 1948. But yeah, there's so much in there that hasn't been implemented, and there's still some stuff that's a little backwards, like the language. I wouldn't call it backwards, but out of date. The language of marriage being, man and women, should be updated to be a couple, of anybody. You should see Gordon's face right now. So what I was saying about being a leftist, though, and tying this into factfulness perspective and the news and things, just because the crime rate actually isn't higher than it's been in absolute chaos and anarchy in Seattle or whatever, doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to engage that point when talking to people. Doesn't matter if it's not true. People think it is, and what I see from online spaces is that people like dismiss people's fears. Like, yeah, people are afraid of the crime. They're afraid of homeless people causing crime, all those kind of things. So if you just say, oh, it's not true, it's not happening, instead of trying to address it, like, oh, these solutions will help in this way, these solutions will help with crime, then you're not getting anything accomplished. It's, I think online, probably real life discussion spaces, they're about trying to win. What does it accomplish? And boasting about how you were right about something in politics in the past. Well, yeah, I understand that. I'm not saying that I'm, a complete perfect person in this regard, but if you want to make a change, you have to work with what's happening now. You can't go, oh, but what about this? What about this? What aboutism? I'm not great at all this logic and logical fallacy stuff, but I just, I want to see progress being made, and I think, definitely we're losing that intentionally. It's more profitable to kind of what's the right word? Well, splinter. There's another term. Tribalize the nation, because it's easier to market to them. You make money off the news. You have a very clear marketing segment. And this is all real things that are happening, and demonstrated empirically. I'm 90% sure. Again, I'm not a researcher, so always check what I say, right? Do that for anybody. But yeah, it's, dividing people is something that's more better for some corporations. Although that's not to say this is a totally new thing. I definitely think, it's always been something. But we're just so good at like mass media and communications and branding strategy. It's super effective. So you could take like something, by the way, this is still really good. I'm just getting kind of mired in the topic now. You could take something like, the Supreme Court decision, and pro-life choices. Hi, Gordon. And it's like, to be honest, I understand pro-life. I kind of, I don't feel that abortion is a great thing, but you have to think of it in the perspective, if this person didn't want that child, are they going to be a good parent? Is that going to be like a kid who's wanted? And even if that's not a concern, and you say they should give the child up for adoption, well, let's give them the resources that they can carry this child to term, then have the health care that they need. If you're pro-life, you should be pro-health care, right? I'm sure a lot of people pointed this out, but I'm trying to say, like, point out the ideological, consistencies, or no, don't try and point out ideological inconsistencies. Don't try and, put it as a point of weakness. Put something to support, another person's argument and make a compromise, because, yeah, even if you're ideological opposed to abortion, you have to understand the reasons why it happens. And look, I can't say I'm an expert at this. I'm a guy, right? And I'm no Romeo, so I'm just offering my opinions. This is off-brand for my channel, maybe. I don't know. We're up to 20-minute mark. But just try and put things in different perspectives that everybody can understand. Because it doesn't get anywhere to say no, you're wrong. No, no, I'm right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm 100% pro-choice, and for the reasons I stated. But I also understand why people are pro-life, and not even just for religious. Maybe I'm not religious at all. Just because, like, you value life, you don't have to be religious to feel that way. But let's be real. It's better to have a child with a stable life than one where they're not wanted or not in a position to be cared for. And it's sad, I think then, too, like, okay, we should probably have, sex education in schools instead of trying to shelter the children from it, because that doesn't help. There are ways to reduce abortion. So, we can make it like a much better scenario instead of now basically there's going to be an underground railroad to different states and horrible abuse of women, and legally justified violence, basically. So right now it's a lose-lose. Yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that. I was just trying to point out perspective, but also solutions, I think, too. I'm just getting on my soapbox. That's what I like about doing these, is I just end up going some direction. Who knows what it might be. I don't even remember where I started. And I don't even know if anybody will ever watch this video. Who knows? If they do, they probably should play it at 2x, because I'm not the biggest orator out there. But anyways, I'm finishing up, I think. So I'm going to take a big slurp, though. And I needed this break. I've been studying all day. It's been hard. Oh my gosh, Gordon. Okay. Alright, we'll have to get Gordon up on camera here. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, it looks like my webcam ran out of, my laptop ran out of space, so the webcam just stopped. So, we'll finish up with this camera. Oh, it's too bad we can't turn it around like an Android camera. Okay, here's a good boy. Okay, you're a good boy. All right, you guys. I'm gonna give you a quickie. Okay, come here. He's a good boy. All right. Well, regardless of what you think of my opinions, I do hope you understand my perspective. You don't have to agree with them, but I think it's important that like you try and understand things. Because if you don't, you'll never be able to cooperate. And yeah. All right. So I hope you're doing well. I hope that's not legally trademarked, although I think it's an old Jewish gesture, according to Leonard Nimoy. Yes. So, have a good night, my friends.